Over 1 million home invasions and 3.7 million homes are broken into every single year. That's a house being broken into every 7 minutes of the day. The most effective way to protect your family and home from a safe distance is with a firearm. My speech today is to persuade everyone to see the importance of our Constitution's Second Amendment, which states American citizens have the right to bear arms. I'm credible to talk about my topic through research and common sense. I'm going to go over 3 points that show the importance that we keep our gun rights. These points are protection with firearms, keeping America safer, and keeping our liberty and freedoms. The first reason that we need our guns is protection with firearms. Protection is by far the most important role firearms play in our life. Like I said in the opening statement, 3.7 million homes are broken into every single year, and U.S. citizens need a way to protect their property and loved ones. In Robert Burns' article, Do Guns Help People Defend Themselves? He tells a story where a man with a machete hacked at 2 doors, leaving a trail of broken glass to force his way into a DeKalb County home in Georgia. What he planned to accomplish once inside, they will never know. The homeowner had a gun, confronted the intruder, and fired 2 shots, killing him. This is what's known as the defensive use of a gun. Hearing about these stories of guns protecting families and stopping criminals from robbing houses all over the news works as a great deterrent to stop criminals and burglars from even attempting to commit their crime. If I was a home intruder and I knew the homeowner was armed, I would never attempt to break in the first place. Just picture this: you're at home in your bed and you hear glass break and your door be kicked in. Would you rather grab a baseball bat or your .38 special revolver to investigate what was going on? I would definitely go with the firearm because you can protect yourself from a long distance rather than go hand-to-hand combat with the baseball bat. Also, the firearm has the power to put down the dangerous intruder on the ground in just 1 shot. A big topic that's been in the news for over a decade now is school shootings. Schools are easy targets for any shooter that wants to cause harm because of the gun-free zone rules. The rules state that only police and special licensed individuals can carry guns on school property. That makes the school shooter most of the time the only armed person on campus. In Ned Ryan's article, The Second Amendment is a Human Right, Ignorance Toward It is Troubling, he shares a story where Chris Hickson, the deceased athletic director at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, was a Navy veteran. Aaron Feast, the deceased football coach who ran into the school to confront the shooter, was a trained security guard. Both were unarmed when confronting the shooter thanks to the Gun-Free School Zone Act. Imagine if they had been armed. We need to repeal the 1990 Gun-Free School Zone Act and stop advertising to madmen with guns that almost everyone on school grounds is unarmed. I believe we need some of our teachers who are willing to be trained to be armed every single day with a firearm. Armed teachers could stop a shooting from happening in the first place and will save innocent students' lives in current shootings. My next point that shows why we need our guns is keeping America safer with firearms. I will be filling you in on some numbers that prove guns make our entire country safer. In Ben Garrett's article, The Gun Rights and Self-Defense, he states Gary Clegg, a professor at Florida State University, released a study in 1993 showing that guns are used in defense of crime 2.5 million times each year, an average of once every 13 seconds. Clegg surveyed concluded that guns are used in defense of crime 3 to 4 times more than they are used in committing a crime. Garrett's article also states that a study by professors James D. Wright and Peter Rossi surveyed nearly 2,000 felons and concluded that criminals are more worried about running into armed victims than law enforcement. According to the Wright-Rossi survey, 34% of the felons responding from the state prison said they have been scared off, shot at, wounded, or captured by a victim armed with a firearm. The same percentage said they worried about being fired upon by armed victims, while 57% said they were more concerned when encountering an armed victim than encountering law enforcement officers. It's a fact that guns make this world a safer place because there are way more good guys than bad guys in the world. Also, another thing to think about, if guns were banned, that a good law-abiding citizen would not get a gun illegally, while a criminal would get a gun illegally. Just think about that. The only people who would have guns were criminals. My final point is guns preserve and show our freedom and liberty. U.S. citizens owning guns gives the people the power to fight back against a corrupt government that might try to control everyone in the future. This country was founded on guns and would not exist without them. So we must keep our guns so we the people can stay free. I can't think of one thing more American than a firearm. This is my shotgun right here. Now that I have gone over protection with firearms, keeping America safer, and keeping our liberty and freedom, you should see how important the Second Amendment is to this amazing country. I'd like to end this with a quote from James Madison. "The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A well-regulated militia, composed of the body of the people, trained to arms, is the best and most natural defense of a free country."